Don't ask why I'm wearing this at all. There's no reason. Anyways, I'm not sim racing for once. As you can probably tell. Maybe you read the title and you've noticed I'm not sim racing. And, I'm gonna take my emotional support animal off. His name is Mr. Squiggles. Anyways, I gotta fix my hair. That's still messed up. I have an exam tomorrow. Well, not exam, a multiple choice quiz on mechanic stuff. Because I did an auto course. And I can't really say I learned much. I know about cars, but let's just say it wasn't taught the greatest. So I'm somewhat just getting myself up to date with car stuff. Mostly, I already know all the tool names. It's literally just certain procedures because I never did some of them. And, like, I mostly did tire changes. And when I joined it, it's a mixed class. And I was just expected to know on how to do kind of everything, it seemed, by a lot of students. But, anyways, that out of the way. I am doing this quite literally because I'm bored. I don't know why. I'm just like, this just came in my head. I'm like, what if I, like, stream? Well, studying or suffering. So, yeah, that's, I guess, how I got here. Now, anyways, I got the NASCAR hoodie on because, of course, I'm a racing fan. And it may be pretty not obvious, but I am a racing fan. So that all being said, I'm just gonna have to talk for the next bit because I'm probably not gonna get a single view on this. And I'm gonna look like an absolute nerd. I wonder, like, if I can get it to make it so, like, it looks like I'm staring at you the entire time. I don't, like, quite think so. As much as I want to, like, to instill that fear, I don't think so. And, I don't think I can flip my camera now because my camera gets locked, so it's not vertical. So, I got the chat open. I don't know much else. I mean, if someone just, like, pops by this, I guess, I don't even think this can enter shorts, which I could care less if it does. If a viewer wants to hop by, then awesome sauce. Big awesome sauce, actually. Now, you may notice I'm a real person. Let me check my battery. Okay, my battery's good. I am indeed a very real person. And I am not like a sleeper agent or any of that. So, I guess I'm just doing this in a way so then, if y'all want to, like, actually come and talk to me and, like, see me, it kind of makes it more, I guess, personal or, like, connective because I don't have a face cam for my videos. So, a lot of the time, it's just whatever's on screen and I'm not shown on it, which, honestly, I think is something that people like tend to like, seeing an actual person on screen and like laughing and all that just because they can personalize with it. So until then, this is kind of the closest I can get to. So now I got to look at car thingies. I'm a professional. I'm actually gonna be genuinely sad. You know what? I'm actually gonna check on another one of my accounts if I am streaming. Even though I am. And no, that is not a Vsauce impression. Now you get to hear, like, you get to watch me type like an office worker. Like, you guys literally, oh no. Does this, like, make it look weird for y'all? Like, does this, can I go like this and then it, like, messes up your screen like that? And I just, like, kind of give y'all motion sickness? Wake up! Oh no, I should have tapped. Oh, yay, my computer is about to die. That's always fun. What you are witnessing is a man. Potentially. I'm not too sure. I'm gonna plug my Chromebook in. Shenanigans with grit. Or climb. Or something. Bam! I'm awake. No! I didn't want to put a highlight. No! Well, I gotta delete that after because I just accidentally put a highlight in my stream. Sit up, phone. Nope. How am I gonna like place this? That doesn't work at all. Does this work? Maybe. Now, time to see if I'm actually streaming. And yes, before anyone mentions it, I do need to shave because this side is getting a bit too much. I like to do like a chin strap and I'll like cut this bit and it gets like super thin and it turns into a line and it goes under and it looks like, well, a strap for your chin on a helmet. I'm also like quite literally talking to no one. I can quite see the amount of viewers here. So if anyone comes and like just kind of waddles along this, they're gonna see me like losing my mind. But hey, isn't that like what we're all here for? Now, aw, please tell me, raw. Boop, boop. Boop. I am live. Let's watch me. It's not available. Oh, wait, cause hold on. Yeah, I forgot. I can't go onto my account for school stuff. I can't go onto like live streams and stuff. Please tell me I didn't highlight it. Yay, I didn't. That's great. Awesome sauce. You got 46 views on my skill issues in GT4 video, which is awesome sauce as well. I look at my lives, I can't really watch myself. I can't like see if anyone can actually click onto this. Maybe that's for the better, maybe that's for the worst. Anyways, on car stuff. Because cars are cool. But shouldn't be stupid around them. But you can. You could be stupid. Although, I like to call that being expressionately innovative. That will be added to the words of wisdom. I should actually probably do this on Insta, but Insta's weird. I honestly think I'm just literally better off staying on here. If someone waddles by, they can. Plus, that's literally YT's where most of my viewer base is. So I can actually interact with my community fully. And I'm not in like, I like having people follow me and all that. It's awesome sauce when someone follows me and they watch my content and stuff. Right now though, I'm not like, I know I'm eventually gonna have to get into the I'm a pursuing race car driver and then like put the stuff and it's like I need your help to follow me and stuff, or not word for word. It's more so like how everyone makes the like this is my journey to racing, and you can follow along with it. I know I'm probably gonna be starting to make those, although I don't want to make them overly much because I don't want to be like too beggy. And it's just like subscribe to me because I want it, and it's like how every oh my the stupid trends where it's click this sound and it will gain you a bunch of subscribers like that. That is very annoying, but that's also like a majority of trends. YouTube Shorts shouldn't exist, but sadly it does. They should honestly make YouTube Shorts a separate app. I'm not even joking. They should separate it from YouTube. But YouTube likely won't listen. And boys, like Wednesday, I'm done school. Actually, no, Tuesday, I'm done school because I got to spare my last period, which means I don't get a class because I have extra school credits, which means that I get to start off summer break a little early, and that's awesome sauce. And I'm going to be doing a bunch this summer. And one of those bunch things is going to be seeing if I can get into real motorsport. And the odds are pretty solid. So, like Metal Gear. So, I think those odds are a good chance. I should try. So, boys, gotta go through all the shenanigans again from the start of the course. And here we go. Oh my. We barely did many assignments either for Auto 2. Like, we just kind of were like, read book and answer this. And then sometimes, like, you wouldn't be shown some things. And when I ask kids for like help, because I came from I've worked on planes and I'm great with working on engines, funnily enough, but on I'm coming from like a aviation perspective. Like that's where if you mess up something, you're done for like the rest of the week, if not like quite a bit, because regulations. And so you kind of grow in that mindset of I cannot, like, if I slightly bend this wrong, I am in royal crap. And I kind of took that in automotive with me, and I had taken an automotive course prior. I've like researched on how cars work. I know how they work, their dynamics, how the physics work, and all that. How they're one to one like put together and working on them myself. I haven't done much. I've like taken apart engines and all that, but also like stroke engines that you can put in cars or bikes also work in planes. You can probably put a Jeep engine into a plane. Actually, little fun fact: old World War II planes used V12s in them, which is awesome, like quite awesome. I think one was the Spitfire. Let me check. BMW also, where this is probably what most people already know of. BMW's logo is the propeller because they used to be a manufacturer for the Germans in World War II. They made a lot of engines for the German planes, I'm pretty sure. And it's pretty awesome sauce. There's a lot of cool history. Ford supported the sketchy people or sketchy group. I'm not gonna name them because I don't want to get in crap by YouTube right now because this is a sim racing channel. Anyway, so we got so the Supermarine Spitfire used the V12. The Hawker Hurricane, absolutely love that plane. That used a V12. The de Havilland, oh my, I butcher this. Mosquito used a V12, and a Avro Lancaster, the like absolute beauty of a bomber to see. I've been around it. I've actually been around one of the only functioning ones left, and that used a, I think, used a V12 in it. All those were manufactured by Rolls-Royce. It was a Rolls-Royce Merlin V12. American planes, I think, didn't use, what were they? They used, oh no, okay, so the North American P-51 apparently used a Rolls-Royce Merlin V12 because it was packaged with it. Then the other one was just an Allison V1710 V12 engine, which was pretty much like it was a liquid cooled engine for, like, it was a V12 one for the war, and I think it was fairly effective. From my knowledge, it was used in P-51 and then P-38, which is shown when you searched up. P-39 Airacobra. I don't remember that plane. It was made by Bell. And then the Curtiss P-40 Warhawk. Actually, you know what? I'm going to see what the P-39 was, because I don't... Boop. Let's see. It was... it was the little naval... Okay, never mind. I know what the Airacobra was. It looked like a little... kind of like a dinky Spitfire. Kind of. I say that very loosely. Yeah. Planes. Cool. But, yeah. The P-51 used a V-12. A lot of World War II fighters did. The Germans went with their, Dalmer Benz. I probably mispronounced that. I have some German blood, but still. I don't think I can exactly get it down the 1-to-1. The Stuka, the Ju-87 Stuka, the one that made the when, like, pointing down towards the ground, that used a V12. That plane was absolutely cool, and I'm pretty sure it made the sound it did, to, like, actually instill fear in the, like, people, into the people on the ground. Germans also used a tactic where they'd put, like, speakers and then just be screaming off of them to, like, drive other soldiers insane. It was like a very mental warfare tactic. Then we got the Messerschmitt BF 109, which used a Daimler-Benz DB 601. Okay, just Daimler-Benz V12. I'm not gonna do the long two different DBs, which is DB 601 and then DB 605. This one used an inverted V12 engine used extensively in the certain group. They were powered the primary fighter, which is the Messerschmitt Bf 109. I love that fighter. It is a beauty of German engineering. Then there was the heavy fighter, which was the Messerschmitt Bf 110, and we got the Italian fighter, the Macchi. I think butchered that, C202 Folgore, which is an Italian fighter. And the Italians were somewhat meh in World War II when it came to tech and all that. But hey, just a funny part that I am German, Italian, and Canadian, which is historically odd. But I promise I'm a peaceful individual. Somewhat. Oh yay. Remove wheel assembly. Alright, boys. So, you know what? I've read this before, but you know what? We're gonna do how to remove a wheel. Well, remove a wheel assembly. So, with the hoist, spot the vehicle on the hoist. 2, consult the instructor to confirm a proper arm placement prior to lifting the vehicle. This is important. 3, raise vehicle slightly and jumps. Like, you push on it, and then it, like, moves up up and down. And then we got raise vehicle to comfortable working height. This is recommended, but could be ignored. 5. Using an impact gun. Confirmed tool is in reverse. Do not have it in the non-reverse setting when removing the wheel. It will not end well. Don't do it. I've seen people do it. You don't want to do it. And impact socket. Remember, impact socket. That is also important. Remove all the wheel nuts in a star pattern. Yeah. Well, actually, no, when you remove them, you don't have to do start pattern. That's if you're torquing them. Anyways, 6. Place wheel nuts on hoist arms. Avoid mixing hardware from different wheels. 7. This is a very important one. This is actually the most crucial one there is on this list. Quite important, in fact. I cannot say this enough. Remove the wheel. Now, I know this may be hard, but you can do it. What you do is you put your arms around it and then pull. But there's a small issue. Sometimes the wheel can stay stuck. I know. But don't worry, because note, if wheel is stuck, thread one wheel knot partially on the stud, like the thingy that pokes out of the where the lug nut screws on, the threaded thingy. I'm a perfect explainer. You screw that on a bit, right? Then you grab the pry bar, and then from the inside of the wheel, you carefully pry it against a solid component of the car until the rim, until and put it against the rim and the solid component of the car and the rim until wheel comes free. And if it sees still, consult an instructor. Yeah, so then we got with a floor jack and a jack stand. So what you do, you chalk the wheels, front and rear. Well, front and rear of a wheel, and then on the axle of the opposite side of the wheel to be removed. Now, the reason chalking is important is so the car does not roll away on you. You don't want that. You really probably don't. And chances are it's going to be a park sometimes, but like it can still roll away. And also it just makes it stable. So yeah. You could leave it in neutral and just like kind of let it roll off, but I wouldn't suggest that. So now our second step is very important. We need to find the proper point to jack the vehicle up close to the wheel. To find proper point to jack up vehicle close to wheel that will be removed. Then jack vehicle until tire is well off the ground. This is important because if the tire is not well off the ground, it will be still touching the ground. And that makes things a little harder. And you want to know why? Because when you go to remove the tire, if it's still on the ground, you can't spin it. But you may be asking, aren't we removing the wheel, not spinning it? And yeah, but the spinning it part's just for fun. And you want to have fun, because after all, that is the number one most important rule. So, then you may ask, I don't want to have fun. What do I do? Why do I want it off the ground? And that is because if the wheel cannot spin, it's going to be hard getting the wheel off because it's touching the ground still. Now, you could try and lift the car. You could try and defy physics. You could just like try and like push against the ground as hard as possible and rip the wheel out. You'd probably dislocate something though, or you'd probably drop the car, assuming you don't have the pusher upper. I'm gonna call it a pusher upper because that's a funny word. And then you want to make sure, since when the wheel is off the ground, you can take it off without any friction between the wheel and the ground. And that's quite important. So, with that wheel now up in the air like this, you can oh wait, we're not at that point yet. Okay, don't follow that instruction yet because we gotta place a jack stand underneath a structurally safe point. I know, that crucial step I missed could be a big one. It would probably not be good, but it can be doable if you're not planning to drop the vehicle or do the other side. But you may drop the vehicle. And you don't want to do that, do you? Unless you do, but maybe you don't. Maybe it's your vehicle. Maybe it's your mom's. Maybe it's Jimmy's from across the street. Maybe Jimmy Broadbent's. But I don't know, because he's not in Canada. Anyways, so now we place the jack stand underneath the structurally safe point. If you are unsure, consult an instructor. Many people don't do this. Sadly. Bad things happen, kids. Consult the instructor. Now, we're on our fifth step. So, we lower the floor jack slowly onto the jack stand and remove. So the pusher-upper thingy, you twist the thingy, the bar. Don't twist it too fast because it will drop. And you may somewhat wreck something. But, aside from that, when it lowers, it will touch the jack stand. And that jack stand should be able to stop the car from dropping. If the car drops, you did it wrong. Or the jack stand did it wrong. You could just blame it on the jack stand. Its tire touches the ground. You're not high enough. You did it wrong. Or did you? But now that we have it up, oh my, that was a message. Anyways, now that we have the vehicle up, we got to use an impact gun, which this is the part where you go zzz, zzz, zzz. Now, make sure the impact gun is in reverse. Left, zzz, zzz. Not right, zzz, zzz. Left, zzz, zzz. And there's a big reason for this. If you have it on the right, zzz, zzz, that's the place where that like wheel don't come off. Wheel go on. Wheel hug, not let go. And you want wheel to let go. You don't want wheel to hug. Wheel to hug is bad because you're removing the wheel. You're not wanting it to hug. So before you even bond the wheel with the car, even more than it already is, you want to loosen it by hitting the left thingy, which is there's the two thingies side by side like this. You press on one and it go back, which in this case from your view, it'd be this one that go back if you press it. So you got this side, don't press it on this side because that's the right side. But why are we removing the nut? Why are you saying that's the right side if we aren't supposed to use it? Well, listen, because here's the thing, right? Sometimes the right side is not on the right, but it's on the left. So what you gotta do is you flip your finger this side and press down. And if you want to make sure, you go zzz, zzz. Do not touch the thingy. Do not grip it hard. It will not be fun. It will not be fun. You put your hand like this slightly, or you just hold it up like this and zip zip. but make sure it goes the right direction, which is left. Make sure. Then, since it's in the left area where the wheel gonna let go, you go zzz, 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 and you remove all the wheel nuts. Sometimes you got the normal nuts, but sometimes you got the stupid threaded ones that are screws, and those ones are genuinely annoying. You commonly find those on Jeeps. I don't like Jeep. Jeep sucks. So we don't act like we have Jeep here. We remove all the nuts, and then we place the wheel nuts in a safe area. This is important. And then we avoid mixing hardware from different wheels. And then we remove the wheel. How do you do this? By pulling on it. It's hard, I know, but you can do it. But then the wheel is stuck. Thread one nut onto the wheel. Not onto the wheel, onto the stud. And then, again, use the pry bar from the inside of the wheel and carefully pry against a solid component. Metal Gear Solid. On the car. And on the rim, put the pry bar on a solid component between the solid component and the rim. And then you push until it comes free. If it is seized, consult the instructor. The instructor is important. They're an instructor. And also, if they're your teacher, they're technically responsible for your safety, and they're responsible to know what they're doing. An instructor in general is, so make sure your instructor knows what they're doing, but you probably won't know how to. So just kind of hope for the best. Don't. That's a joke. But then we got the tire and wheel inspection. Now, whether you are replacing a wheel assembly when doing a seasonal change over or a simple R&R wheel assembly, inspect the following. So you got the valve stem, right? That's the part that takes in air. This is important. You gotta check for cracks, for leakage around the valve stem or core. You do not want cracks or leakage. Your tire will not be puffy, it will go fluffy. If you catch my drift. Pun not intended. If tire is flat, car not gonna drive good. If tire is overpressured, a kabloom. Probably, maybe. Or every pothole you're gonna hit or speed bump is gonna launch you airborne. Then, on the sidewalls, you want to check for excessive weather cracking or damage. This is not good if there's weather cracking or damage, because your tires could be just crappy, and you won't have grip. And you see, grip is the most important thing when driving a car, especially fast. You want grip. Depending on the amount, though, because sometimes you can understeer. Generally, it's better to have grip than it's not to have grip. So take care of your tires. Tread. Look for exposed cords. The pokey pokers, I think. And then weather cracking. Or foreign objects. Like a screw. You don't want foreign objects in your tire. It's not the best. Your tires are only supposed to be of the material they were made from. Do not stick foreign objects into your tire. This could flatten it, ruin it, make your car sad, your car not happy. The inner wheel hub, you want to look for corrosion on the rim mating surface. Rust is bad. Hello, new viewer. I don't know who you are. I am reading off of a tire and wheel inspection for an auto class. Hello there, Chuck. I am studying auto right now. Automotive stuff. and I'm kind of having a bit of a nightmare. I've been like just kind of reading this. Most of it was the tire and wheel inspection, which I've done a crap ton of. I don't even know why I'm reading this. I am in normal high school. As much as I wish I was out of high school, but I gotta suffer. And being someone who worked on planes, now working on cars, I mean, it's a lot easier working on cars. It's just harder getting to the part where you can be more pushy, or I guess more aggressive. What kind of pen do I write with? I usually use a blue. If I'm writing, I just use a blue pen. Not even a clicky one. I just have the ones with the lid, and I just have a blue one. Oh, that's because in aviation, they tend to want you, I think it's blue pen, dark blue pen specifically. Yeah, dude, super. Hold on. I gotta go grab my pen as well. Hold on. Camera off for a second. I actually got a really cool pen upstairs. House tour. Except you don't get to see my house, you get to see my profile picture. I could do like a little room tour. Let's do this. So, room. Yeah, cool pen right here. This is my sim rig. Oh wait, that's upside down. This is cool. Bam. Oh yeah, Lego car collection as well. I love cars. Race cars specifically. Boom. Now we walk back down the stairs. The incline floor. Here we go. We have made it back to my seat, which is a kitchen table. Yeah, so pen review right here. Bam. That looks flipped. Maybe it's just because I'm also reading it. Yeah, this pen I use, it's blue. Hold on, let me try and do crap. And then, well, hold on. I gotta get farther from this so I don't smoke my phone. I'm trying. No! This is going horribly. One more time. There we go. That was alright. My camera barely catches it. Hold on. Can I open chat fully? Bam, live chat's open. There we go. Now I don't have to look for pop-ups. How'd you find me, Chuck? Were you one of my viewers? Or a recent subscriber? Or is this just a random encounter? It'd be honestly pretty cool if it was a random encounter. I just like kind of started this. I'm like, you know what? I like racing and stuff. And I'm bored right now. So while studying, I'm gonna stream. I'm a bit insane, but aren't we all? Especially as like racing fans. So, is there any funny things I can do? I can do lighting. Wow. Can I do a green screen? Oh no, I put a highlight. I don't want to do a highlight. What does retouch do? I probably shouldn't mess with things because I messed with things before, and bad things happen when you mess with things before. Sometimes. Depends on the situation. It can be bad. It could be worse. I have a feeling. Man, I want to, like, last time I got off my stream on my phone, my camera turned black, and I had to reset my whole entire thing, and I don't want to do that again. Hold on, wait. Will this mess? Here we go. Okay, so I can exit my stream. Oh no, it paused. Oh wait, nope, we're back. Okay. So yeah, I can't exit on my stream on my phone because bad things will happen. And I don't want bad things to happen. Bad things are somewhat scary. But we have to face them. I'm not even actually writing anything down while studying either. I'm just like reading stuff. It's a multiple choice. Like it's not even the fact I'm not aware of a lot of things. It's just the fact I'm better at hands-on learning with like car stuff especially, and I've only done like tire changes. That's purely it. Mostly tire changes. So now it is pretty much just kind of somewhat remembering some things. I'm like pretty solid in the course anyways. Like I'm not one to like not care about my courses. Like I get good. I make sure I get good grades. I just don't like overly stress myself about it anymore. But I'm not one to like give up on a course. I just kind of do it and then do it good. Do it with effort. And apparently most people can't even make a basic log. Boop. Live chat. Bam. You know what? Part of me was like, maybe YouTube should add like funny videos for the chat. But now that I think of it, they probably shouldn't because Instagram's a nightmare. I don't. Instagram's a weird place. I don't be on it, please. Yay. I'm happy. Very happy. Somewhat happy. I want to sim race. Actually, I'm probably gonna do a little sim race. Take a little break. I don't know. Boop. Boop. I'm now talking to myself again. That's always awesome. Why can't auto courses just kind of like... It doesn't help that I guess I was in a mix class. I was in like the mix. I was in a grade 11 and 12 mix. I'm grade 11, so I got one more year left of school. I could graduate early though. I have extra credits. I have, I think, 36 right now. Well, that's including next year's. So I can literally take only 2 credits next year, and I'd finish my school. But I want honor roll again. I need 6 credits for grade 12 for that. And so far I have an honor roll for grade 9 and 10. And I should be getting one for 11. Not quite there yet because I still have exams to do. But I pretty much nailed my spot for it. I just find ways to make the work interesting. Actually, you know what? Big piece of advice for those in school right now. Relate the work to something you enjoy, something you find interest in. It's hard. A lot of things seem like they won't connect to an interest. Math is one of them. Connect math. Like, don't care about the grade you get in math. You'll do worse at it the more you think about your grade in math. It sounds counterintuitive. Trust me, I know. Do math as like I just need like... Hold on, let me like rephrase this. Failure in math is a part of getting good at math. Your grade does not define you at how good you are at that skill. It is purely off of like how much you want, I guess, to learn. And you learn better when you actually enjoy doing something, when you connect it to your like a goal of yours. And with math, if you're interested in racing, math, like, you can connect so many things from math to racing. You can genuinely find interest, like equations that may not be the most of useful for you. You can still like find a way, like make a question about purely racing, make your own questions, and like make it so it hooks you into it, hook yourself, and like find a way to make it interesting, and then base it off that interest, and then there you go. Now, it still doesn't mean you get a free card on like, oh, this is super easy. No, but it also does mean that it's going to be less hard because you're not hating doing it most of the time, and most schoolwork is quite repetitive, so you kind of need to connect things to your interest because it's going to suck. I'm not like, the school system's crap. I'm not going to get too much into it. It's very repetitive, and it's just bad. But that aside, find ways to like, school's not gonna define you. Far from it. It's not gonna be your life. It's literally just kind of what you're limited to before you become an adult. That's it. And like, you don't need college. This is coming from someone like, I'm not in college. I've known people who are in college and people who've left it, and they're perfectly fine. You don't need college to be successful. It's like, if you need a job that requires it, yeah, I guess there's that. If you don't know what you want to do, don't go to college. Or go to community college and then find kind of what you're interested in, and so you don't spend a lot of money on something you never liked to begin with. It's very important to like know what you want to do in college. You want to know, if you have no interest in doing college, don't do it, because you're gonna spend money on a lot of things. Well, that was great. I had like a little thingy where it's like time to take a break, and that just ended my stream. Anyways, know what you're gonna do. Like, do what you want to do with intention, and have like a reasoning behind it. If someone tells you to go to college and you go to college just because they told you to do so, but you don't know what you want to do, this goes with anything in life, mind you. It's not gonna be much of a purpose to you because you're not sure. If you're going off faith, there's that, but also you make a way to like know what you're doing, or not what you're doing. You don't know like what you want to do with it. What is it gonna provide you? Is it worth it? And so many kids, I feel, go to college more out of a feeling of pressure rather than a genuine interest in getting a higher education. And like a lot of careers, like you can get some really good careers without college. It does depend. Like, you have to work hard, of course. Like, I'd say I have a resume that can like perform just as well, if not outperform, a lot of college like students' resumes. It just depends on the job, of course, but you just got to show that you are reliable for a job and that they can trust you. Now, some jobs like purely require university or college. I mean, there's a chance you can get in them without that. Generally, though, it's like, so there's a lot of careers that will pay good without college. You just gotta kind of know what you're doing. You do have to work hard. You have to prove that you are a reliable worker, because that's what companies want when you like work. That's what interviewers like would look for, is that it's not that you are proven to know everything about the job. It's you're proven to be a reliable worker or reasonable to hire. And of course, you got to play your cards right too whenever doing an interview and all that, because you don't want to like walk in and then like you want to know if what you're getting out of it is like respecting you or like reasonable. You don't want to hop into a job that's like $15 an hour and then it's like heavy labor. Like you don't want to do that. That's a scam. You want to look into, like, you don't want to hate it necessarily. Like some you do have to do things you don't like a lot, especially like just in life in general. You won't be doing everything you like, but like find out what works. And like at the age of being a kid, trust me when I say this, a lot of just things in general, when you go up to like an interviewer or like you go and get like asked to a sponsor, you go talk to people, when you act like confident, I don't mean arrogant, don't act arrogant, but when you're confident, like you walk up and you know what you can do, and that, like, even though in spite of you thinking you have little to show, you still show something, or you just walk up and act as if, or speak as if you had something to show. Of course, don't be arrogant walking in thinking people are going to take you in because you're like this, but rather walk in as if you're ready, I guess, to take no for an answer, but you're not giving up on it. I myself have gained some things purely because I just like was like, you know what? If I get a no, I get a no. If I don't get a response back, I don't get a response back. The hardest part is like sending an email to like a sponsor or like a company for the first time. Like if it's a small one, you send it their email. Hardest part is already done the moment I guess you send it, because then that was the part that was holding you back, because you were like, okay, well, what if they don't respond and all that? But what if they do? If they don't, they don't. You already expect that. If they do, you've already surpassed something that you thought you wouldn't. So it's, you don't really lose. I mean, you do kind of, but it's not much. You just sent an email and that's it. Like life's gonna throw a bunch of things at you that you aren't gonna like. It's gonna be rough, and you're gonna feel very nervous. A lot of times, you're not gonna feel ready. Coming from first aid training, you're never gonna be ready for something. Most of the time, you're not gonna be ready for a big moment most of the time. And if you wait until you're ready, you're gonna miss the moment. When you're doing first aid, you aren't trained, I guess, to be ready all the time. Like, yeah, you're trained to, I guess, be ready to handle a situation from what you're taught to do. But when you're in the moment, a lot of times you aren't ready because you didn't prepare for that moment. You were ready. It just happened all of a sudden. You have to assess the situation, and then you determine if you can safely like help someone, or if you can't, or if you do, whatever. It's there as something to fall back onto. Like, preparation is there to give you experience to fall on when you don't know where you're going. And that is what preparation brings. Practice doesn't make necessarily perfection, but it does give you experience. It does give you improvement, and it most importantly gives you, like, when you're not ready, that practice is going to be what helps you, because then you have something to fall back on. You've driven this track so many times, and oh wait, I've done this last, I can do this now. And the more you do that, the more fluent you get at it. And it won't always necessarily be perfection. You can master a skill from practice, but practice doesn't always bring perfection. And I think that's not the purpose of practice. Practice brings experience you can apply when you're not ready. And that is ultimately the most important thing. So a lot of times in life, you're not going to be ready for that moment. So you gotta take the moment when it's there. Because if you wait when you're ready, you're never going to catch the moment. So you got to do it when you're not ready, or when you feel like you're not ready. Because a lot of times you are, or a lot of times you aren't. Most people aren't ready. But it's trying that counts. And that's a big part of motorsport. And funnily enough, I guess that's what I'm trying to get into. So that's a big rule as well. Like that's something I have to apply. I've like tried contacting other companies and all that and different people. It's you gotta be really just gotta try. That's it. And being confident is not being nervous. You are going to be nervous. Being confident is when you do something in spite of nervousness. You still face it. Or that's also kind of courage, I guess, when you face something even when you fear it or when you're scared. Like a lot of times, like I'm called a confident presenter. I'm like a great speaker. And how am I so confident? People ask. It's like I'm not nervous. They ask. A lot of times I am. There's a lot of times where I feel nervous. Like it's because like there's people I don't know, and I'm just like speaking to them. Even like if you are watching, I mean, I guess I'm not the most nervous right now. Like if there's thousands of people, even then, I guess I could be a little nervous. But it's more so like you're nervous because it's the unaware, like, or the unknown, I guess, that you're looking at. They're not people you know. And that's going to be a lot of life. It's going to be full of unknowns. And the only way to find something, like find it out, is to first search it. Which, to make something not unknown, you got to first kind of look into it. So when you're presenting, like, you can feel nervous, but the more and more you kind of like can do it in spite of that. Even if you stutter, the moment you start speaking, a lot of people are going to laugh if you stutter, but when you start speaking as a presenter, that's already a great thing. Most people aren't going to do that. You've already gotten past a certain step. You'll get more fluent at it. Sometimes you'll stutter even if you're good at it. But the purpose is that you're building a mental note where you're able to push over the nervousness. And it won't all like go away. I'm still nervous at times. But you get more fluent at it. You get better at it. You and kind of embrace the nervousness more, or like ignore it. Not I guess ignore it. Do it when you're nervous, and a lot of time you're gonna be nervous. A lot of time you're not gonna feel ready. You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it again and again. You're gonna practice when you're not ready. You're gonna like race when you're not ready to, because a lot of time you aren't gonna be ready. But hey, you get that good result, or you lose. You get an answer either way. A loss is still an answer. A win is still an answer. Both should be looked into, and both are learning experiences. Anyways, before I get too much on topic here, I should probably stop streaming because I do need to probably look and study into this more. I'm getting a little distracted. I'm actually probably going to take a break right now and just like walk around, do some things, and then I'm probably going to get back to studying. Thank you for watching. Chuck, thank you. I know you're not here, but thank you for coming by. Oh my, I'm saying way too much. Anyways, goodbye everyone. I will hopefully have a video sometime next week. I can't promise that. But have a great rest of your day and God bless everyone. Goodbye.